Welcome to Aluminum Spork, where mysteries come to talk. From ancient cities underground to UFOs that float around. Giants of the past, prophetic signs that last, archaeological fights, and strange unexplained lights. Aluminum Sport, where truth and legends intertwine. From pyramids to guidestones blown, to secrets carved in ancient stone. We're diving deep into the unknown. Hancock's theories we explore, while Congress opens UFO doors. From Göbekli Tepe's rise to jellyfish in darkened skies, mound builders of old, stories left untold, hidden history's core. We're questioning it all. Aluminum Sport, your weekly dose of mystery. From ancient text to modern day, we'll light up truth's hidden way. Join us as we investigate, where conspiracy meets reality, and history holds its secrets tight. On Aluminum Sport tonight.
All right. We got a lot here. Okay, what is going on? Aluminum Spork Night. We haven't had one in a while. Welcome, everybody. This is Aluminum Spork. I am Scott. Matt is over there. Thanks for jumping on, man. I'm glad to have you here, but we're going to be talking about a good one. Something that I noticed that I don't see a lot of people talking about when it comes to this three-eye Atlantis, or I'm sorry, Atlas. So our show tonight, we're going to take a deep look into space and ask, is that a comet?
It is.
Or is it that someone's Interstellar Amazon package drifting off route? That was a joke. No. Or is it something that was used as a comet made of nickel, mostly nickel, and just a little bit of iron, and they turned it into a spaceship?
They did not.
Yes, it is. Tonight's episode.
You're also forgetting that there's a large makeup of the comet that is water, which is
water's needed. You need water.
Right, which explains the acceleration that's happening because as it gets closer to the sun, the water melts.
But it was already doing that before it got close to the sun. We'll go over it. We will. It was doing some funky things before it even got near the sun, and where it should have been reflecting the sun's light, it wasn't, and then it was more reflective away. But it's a visitor no matter what, an interstellar visitor. NASA doesn't seem to want to talk about as much as we would have thought.
They got better things to do.
Yeah, maybe they do. Than something that's making left turns and could some charts show it maybe colliding with the moon? Whatever. It can happen. But we are going to talk about it. We're going to dissect it, drag it under the spotlight of the Aluminum Spork spotlight, because we always do that. I don't know why I said spotlight. And also connect it to some of the old civilizations that carved in stone.
Oh boy.
Maybe this warning. And if you're going to be like that, you can jump off, because it's one of those shows, my friend.
What? Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to be like this.
I know you're always like this.
Not when I believe.
We're not just following an object through space, my friend. We're following patterns across thousands of years.
Oh boy.
So I don't even know if anybody's in the chat at the moment, but if you are in the chat, real question, if NASA did find an alien probe, do you think they would even tell us? or send it straight to nope, not dealing with this today folder. I worry about
I don't.
them being honest. That's all.
I think it's less about them being honest and more about them
Oh no, this
not
isn't.
disclosing.
Well, that's what it would be. They wouldn't want to disclose because of I forget the report that was put together where they said we wouldn't be able to deal with it. Yeah, you know what you're talking about. They wouldn't tell us. So we are going to connect some of the oldest stone monuments on Earth, that myths carved into clay tablets, to the stars themselves. And there is a pattern. If it is not this one, there is a pattern involving 3 interstellar visitors, each stranger than the last, in a global ancient memory of shattered cosmic objects.
Well,
The third visitor has returned, and tonight we're to decode it and warning everyone who's left that will listen.
Well, they say that alien conspiracy theorists aren't
Mhm.
born; they're made by pattern recognition.
That's a good one.
They
That's a
say
good
the
one.
same thing about Reese's.
Not a lot of difference. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna put this one
Oh
in
no,
the chat.
he learned the word. Go ahead.
Here's in the chat. I just want to know if anybody, if you believe
Oh no, he learned per capita. He's such a racist now.
he's so racist. Oh, damn white man. Through our solar system. Okay, so does anyone think alien probes or even objects, mostly probes, might pass through our solar system more often than we realize? I would say 100%. 100%. I would think if there was an alien probe that went through our solar system, there is a very small chance we even see it.
Yeah, they would be shitty aliens if they get caught by our dumb asses. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
We don't see like asteroids the last
yeah,
minute, like, oh yeah, it almost hit us
yeah.
on
Step
its
up your
way.
game, aliens, if you're being
Yeah.
caught by us. It
It's
also comes down to how the hell are you crashing? You were able to travel either interdimensionally or across
Mhm.
the fucking galaxy, but you
Mhm.
can't land on our stupid little planet.
I think it's the magnetic field. They're like, whoa, we
You don't
weren't
think
ready.
You don't think they know about magnets? You think they live on a planet?
They might be so advanced that they don't think about
Oh,
what we.
hubris.
So it's hubris. It really is. It's one of those things where they're so far in advance. They're like, wait a minute, electrical wires? Boom, you know?
That's honestly the best defense of alien visiting. You know what I mean? Against the
Yeah.
whole why are they crashing if they're capable of doing all this? Because they're fucking cocky as shit.
Well, they could be. They could be because think about it. If they're so advanced that they can traverse wormholes or even, just interstellar ability, they're millions,
Right.
maybe even billions of years ahead of us. Who's to
Oh my,
say
yeah,
they come
they're
into our
like,
Earth and they're like, oh my God, a flock of seagulls, and they go down.
damn it! I was about to bring up a flock of fucking seagulls. I was like, we never prepared for them. They're
They're
so
never
organized. It's
they're
a
never
flying
prepared.
V.
Yeah, or like, I don't
Hold on,
know.
I gotta get food out of the oven. So just to
Do
let
your
you know,
thing, man.
I'm gonna be snacking in the background.
You snack, bro. You snack. So we're first going to talk about the interstellar visitors. All right, so buckle up because I did write a whole text for this. It's probably better as a podcast, but I love talking to you guys in the chat and stuff. So, because apparently the galaxy decides to speed run first contact while we were busy, all arguing on Twitter about Tucker Carlson. 3 visitors in 7 years. Either the galaxy suddenly remembered our address or we're the cosmic pit stop everyone secretly is using. Before 2017, humanity had never identified an object from outside our solar system. Then suddenly we did. And we could say that was technology, but I like to think the ancients realized once we got to this technology, the 3 visitors would come. And the first one eye was, oh my God, I'm always going to screw this up. Oumuamua in 2017, shiny, elongated, accelerated unnaturally. 2-eye Borisov in 2019, pristine comet, almost too perfect to be a comet, but it was. And then you have 3-eye Atlas, faint, fragmented, nearly invisible. 3 visitors, 7 years after billions of years of silence that we know of, almost like something changed. So I made a little chart. So you have the type, Oumuamua, was unknown. So I'm just going to go with one eye, two eye, which is Boreas, and then I'll say Atlas. So one eye, unknown. Two eye, interstellar comet, Atlas, fragmenting object. Reflectivity, one eye, moderate. Boreas, or two eye, normal. Atlas, near zero. Behavior, one eye, unexplained acceleration. Two eye, classic comet. And then you have Atlas, early asymmetric breaking up. Composition, one eye was unknown, anomalies. Two eye, water, ice, carbon. Then you have Atlas, carbon rich silicates. I am terrible at pronouncing things. Sorry, guys. And also exotic isotopes. Detection, anomalies. Bright. Detection was easy. Two eye was a bright detection. And then Atlas, again, barely seen. The weirdness of them. One eye, it was extremely weird the way it accelerated. Or two eye was low, and Atlas was also, it's been extreme. Okay. So because of our technology, do we know, and could we really even think that they might only be the only three that were out there, or we only spotted the three because of our technology? Most likely that's it. Okay. So how did we discover it? And I'm going to do a little amusing disbelief thing here. Imagine an interstellar object gliding past Earth, and NASA catches it the same way you find a fry at the bottom of a bag, way after the fact. Three Eye Atlas was so faint it wasn't detected live, only in an archival data. It behaved in ways no comet or asteroid should. Nearly, like I said, nearly zero reflection, no brightening near the sun, fragmented before even coming close to the heating of the sun, and it has a low dust content. What scientists believe it was made of, and we're really going to make fun of me in my pronunciations right now, but amorphous carbon, silicates like olivine and pyroxene, magnesium, iron bearing minerals, exotic isotopes not common in our solar system, and possibly metallic nanograins. Okay, so these points are either two dead interstellar comet cores or material formed in a different star system. Which is more suspicious, guys? Is it an object too bright or one that hides? You discuss. What's up, Mike? I mean, the makeup of it, what we believe it is pretty intense. For something that big to be held together. But there was a breakup event. So objects don't just break apart early. That's like a firework lighting off before the fuse even hits it, or starting a fire in your fire pit before you even lit the match. This is the moment that things go from, that's weird, to, okay, we broke the universe's windows, because the way this sucker broke up was not what we know with our science. It's something we've never seen before. Three Atlas didn't just break apart. It dramatically exploded into pieces long before the sun had a chance to melt anything. And usually what you get from the NASA official response, probably nothing. That's what they told us. Sure, probably nothing, right, NASA? Because objects from interstellar space definitely just crumble like stale cookies or saltines for no reason.
But
yeah, please.
Real quick. Just, I think some of the reason why NASA is not saying much on it is because there are so many different organizations, both privately funded and with government contracts across the world, that are observing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there is a huge necessity to bring in NASA when there are so many eyes already on it.
Understandable. Understandable. When you are like the world's go to,
They shouldn't be.
but they are. People think of NASA before they think of any other, all around the world. NASA is the end all, not the end all be all, but like the top dog. Um, People look to NASA mostly in the Western world for information on something like this. But something that was more interesting, when they got the infrared data, it told a different story of what this comet or ship or whatever it is was doing. Uh, when it did this expulsion, something pushed outward, something vented off of it, and something acted but did not react. It's kind of a weird.
How does it act and not react?
That's a good question, and I asked that same question, and I didn't get the answer. So I had to I search a little bit more. So how does it act but not react? Okay, so it's like it acted like as if like an internal mechanism triggered a controlled release. Not something from outside heating it up or anything. It was like something from the inside released it, like an internal mechanism. Or maybe someone pressed a button because that's when they wanted to vent it. Natural objects don't do this. It looked like it was intentional, timed, and purposeful. The kind of behavior you would expect from like a device responding to a command. And I'm not saying there's people in it, but who's to say it wasn't modified as a probe sent out? A rock doesn't react like that, even from whatever we've seen with space rocks. And then we did have this. Mike put this up here. What's up, Soul? Mike said Avi Loeb, who's been really on top of this, released today that a signal every 47 minutes on the frequency band that is usually clear of distortion, so it's intended to be heard, and that was what happened when it went behind the sun. And the signal is getting stronger, suggesting it's charging up somehow.
Who's Avi Loeb?
Oh, Avi Loeb. Let me get his actual title because I don't want to screw this up. But he is someone that a lot of people are keeping eyes on for this one. He's a smarty. Avi Abraham Loeb is an Israeli American theoretical physicist who works on astrophysics and cosmology. Loeb is the Frank B. Bard Jr. Professor of Science at Harvard. He chairs the Department of Astronomy he chaired the department from 2011 to 2020 and founded the Black Hole Initiative in 2016.
That all sounded great.
He's well known and very smart.
Until you got to the cosmetology part. Like, what does him selling Mary Kay have to do with any of this? I don't give a shit.
It's important for ladies and people who want to wear that to feel, good about themselves. So I think you need to back off.
My cousin's wife, she had a pink Escalade. That's how much Mary Kay she would sell. But it wasn't like a pink like what you would think a hot pink. Like it was like a pearl pink. Like that shit was pretty pimp.
Really?
Well,
okay. I mean, did she feel better about herself? Just sporting the pearl. You're saying?
Did you hear the part when she got a Cadillac Escalade from Mary Kay?
Oh, wait a minute. Mary Kay bought the Cadillac.
Yes.
Holy shit, dude. That's impressive.
So if you sell so much, they would give you like a Cadillac.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty crazy. What's up, Michael? How are you doing? What's up, lovely Sherry? There's a bunch of people over on X. So hello. I never know how to even get to my own X live stream. So I don't know who's actually still there. But pretty good. this upside down name says Avi Loeb is trying to sell books and get funding for his projects. He's overblowing this entire thing. He may be. You're always the science on me. He could
Jason
be.
got shadow banned.
Oh, Jason. Yeah, that's right. You could be right. But what this object did, it's not natural. Maybe it's natural. Okay, maybe. Coincidental, possibly, but suspicious 100%. And it even got a little weirder. So 3i Atlas shattered before it should have. Not casually, not randomly, but in a way that looked timed. Ancient sky watchers described the star that breaks before its season. And 3i Atlas behaved exactly like that. A rupture triggered far too early for natural heating. The breakup profile didn't match comets, asteroids, rubble piles, or dust clusters. Infrared readings showed a signature closer to, like I said, a controlled venting than a passive disintegration, as if it was really like an internal process, reacting to like a sequence or even like a program that was initiated before it even launched, I would say. But it wouldn't do this in the cold void. It would do this if it was natural, closer to a star system or a star. So there's also like sudden brightness flares, which is kind of weird. Now, there have been other objects that have done that. Like,
is it a J.J. Abrams directed comet with all these lens flares I keep hearing about?
dude, a lot of lens flare. No, his has more, I believe. They're not random flickers though. So, but like a pulse, like a burst. And with like it's more consistent with like energy escaping or internal components overheating in a way. It has high speed. I was gonna say a jack, yeah, something. They have shards accelerating faster than passive breakup physics allow. So when it did this ejection, they're moving much faster than what a comet or asteroid, when it breaks up, physics knows it. The math doesn't say it could go this fast. Well, it's going this fast. Like it's been propelled from a pressure release or microthrusters like force ejecti.
Right. And there's a paper that was completed. It's not in print yet. Trying to explain this very thing.
But it's not in print yet, so I don't believe it until I see it.
Oh, okay, then.
And it has directional venting too, which is weird. So you can, maybe a couple of these things are like, okay, maybe that could have happened, but like it's not random outgassing, but a focus vector specific, you like that, release, the kind of directed plume you'd expect from a stabilizer burst, pressure differential valve, emergency ejection system, or a failing thruster port, rather than some natural rubble pile.
But by the way, Avi Loeb. Yeah, he's already talked about this new paper on his blog thing.
And what did he say?
Basically he was saying that, that the thing that they did in the experiment or whatever showed a radial acceleration away from the sun of 135 kilometers per day squared, and a transverse acceleration relative to the sun's direction of 60 kilometers per day squared.
Oh, so that means what?
Science.
Nailed that. If any of you know what that means, we're live on YouTube, Rumble, and somewhere on X. Hey, if Soul's still here, can you share the X link? Because I don't know how to get there. But what this ejection or this rupture, whatever you want to call it, what could it mean? It could mean maybe a weak primordial structure, maybe internal cavities rupturing, but not naturally, because usually it does this when it's closer, like I said, to the sun. It could be something leaving the object. I'm just saying it could be,
like a piece of it,
like two droids that are trying to escape. I don't know. Again, if something's leaving this object, the way it happened, it had to be pushed out. It wasn't like it's not something that seems to be natural. Whatever that math just said, it's not natural. Or it's intentional fragmentation, which might have been on some type of, like how thrusters separate from a spaceship leaving orbit. Maybe it's breaking apart at certain times so it can reach whatever destination it is going, and it used what it already needed off of those objects and got rid of them. Less weight. That goes right into my stealth probe hypothesis theory I found.
Oh boy.
Pretty interesting. No, chat, listen. Tell me this doesn't feel like we caught, this is something
We
somebody else, right? That's how I talk. Caught someone sneaking through our cosmic backyard at 3 a.m. and pretending to be a bush. Some maybe creeper, hopefully not. Maybe just some friend who neighbor got locked out of their house. Oh my God, I'm only in my underwear. Got to pretend like got to get the keys from my other neighbor, cutting through my backyard. Hopefully they're friendly. I don't know if that made any sense, but let's just pretend it was a probe. If this thing is a probe, it's the introverted. It's like the most introverted of alien probes. So I can see why people don't think it is, because it doesn't want, it's like avoiding attention. It's staying quiet and it's leaving without saying anything to us. And it really kind of hurts.
So if you're interested, I put the link to the story about the gravitational acceleration of the interstellar object 318 TLAS.
Yeah, totally. Much, tonight before I go to bed, I'll read it.
I also put it in the DM group on X.
Perfect. But I want to think of this. To me, reminded me of stories from ancient civilizations and maybe advanced ones. So this theory, if it was real, the stealth probe theory, if you were an advanced civilization and you wanted to send a probe across the galaxy without being noticed, how would you do it?
Make myself get noticed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, gee, maybe we'd make the bright and shiny and easy to detect. No, they wouldn't. You would make them dark as coal, tiny, silent, non-reflective, and you'd give them the same energy as a, I don't know, depressed sloth that nobody loves.
That's some energy, bro.
That's some
my
energy. My
favorite energy description I've ever heard.
Thank you.
A depressed sloth who isn't loved by anyone. What was it?
Depressed sloth nobody loves. I said it differently. Damn it. That was just me off the cuff.
It was so good.
Thank you, bro. I wish I remembered exactly how I said it, but it was perfect. We can go back to the tapes. Let's see. What are you saying here? Loeb didn't know about it until others found it. Of course, somebody else found it. He's just working on it. I mean, they found it in the archives. It wasn't even like a live, hey, what is that? It was an archival footage or scans, and they realized, wait a minute, what is that very dull thing out there that we haven't seen before? What are you saying, Mike? 3 Atlas was discovered by asteroid. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to get to that too. That's why they call it Atlas, and it's 3I because it's the third interstellar that we've discovered. Yep. Very good, man. Wait a minute. That was in Chile. Yeah. So 3 Atlas is like the stealth blueprint, and it's fitting it too well. When you see a rock behaving like it's trying not to be seen, you're no longer dealing with coincidence. You're dealing with intentional concealment behavior, the kind you'd expect from a device minimizing detection profile rather than a random stone drifting through space. That's when you start asking these questions. It seems like it doesn't want to be seen. If an advanced civilization wanted to deploy stealth probes, they would look exactly like 3I Atlas. Exactly. Disguise it as cosmic debris, dormant unless you trigger it, non-reflective, which it was, inert looking, dark, small. That's a stealth probe hypothesis or conspiracy theory. It would also mimic it would mimic interstellar rock composition, definitely. Use radiation hardening memory lattices. It would coast on like a gravitational slingshot. So it wouldn't have to use its own energy. And it would remain undetectable until near target system. So it may not even be the target system it's going through for. We just might be one it's using to get to the system they're trying to get to. And it might be shooting out what intentionally little small, I don't know, microsensors. So there's alien alloy possibilities. Maybe titanium, vanadium composite. Definitely the iron nickel carbon hybrids. Graphene megastructural fragments. Silicon carbide alloys. Do I know what any of this is? Pretty much not. Exotic isotopic metals. So, yeah, it fits the profile of that. Come on, everybody. I know that. So if you were going to design a stealth probe, it would look like this rock. It really would. Wouldn't you do that though? Seriously, if you didn't want to be seen going through, okay, there's a primitive civilization that is within their own solar system, starting to detect things, sending out telescopes, satellites, landing on different planets. So I don't know what that term would be. Not intersolar, not even, well, within your own your own backyard, right? If you wanted to sneak by them, not to get them nervous, not to, show your hand of how to do this or your alien tech in any way, would you design it to look like something it's not, or a natural object? The problem is, I think they tried too hard to make it look like it was such a nonchalant one, because it's supposed to reflect more than it does, even with the breakdown of the materials and minerals that are in it. I don't know.
I definitely agree that if we had access to their technology and their knowledge, we would do a better job.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
I would hope
so.
so.
I would just rely almost entirely on my technology to just block it. You know what I mean? Check out any season of Star Trek. Check out 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Like a dozen sci-fi movies. They're like, oh shit, we actually had the technology to make this cloaking thing to where nobody can see it. These dumb dumbs just gave us a fucking blueprint for invading.
They gave it to us, right? No, you're.
Oh shit! Their planet is full of water. We shouldn't go there. Thanks, M. Night Shyamalan, for giving us the heads up.
So we're going to get a little bit more into the ancients in this one. All right. There's a lot of cultures that talk about, which I was kind of shocked, not just they talk about interstellar objects. It's amazing, these ancient civilizations, how much, and yes, I believe it's because light pollution. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have light pollution. This is at least post-diluvial, after the Younger Dryas. So they were always looking up at night, and they dedicated their lives, generations, civilizations to the stars. I mean, if you've ever seen it with at least as close to zero light pollution, it's freaking unbelievable to look up. And I don't know how many people have truly seen that. I mean,
I grew up on a ranch in East Texas. There wasn't a lot of light pollution where I grew up. What up, Zax?
Yeah, Zax, what's up, man? Why would an alien spacecraft use exterior lighting so we can see them? Weird move. What? Yes, but what they did is they didn't. They actually darkened themselves a little bit too much.
But also, why would they need lights? They don't need headlights on a spaceship. They got sensors and all kinds of crazy shit. Again, if these aliens would just spend a day watching some sci-fi movies, they would learn so much more about how to mess with us.
Yeah, and truthfully, it may not be alien. I'm just saying, I want to. It's most likely not. Okay, I got you. but I want to connect this. This is more connecting it with the ancients and what they were trying to warn us or predict in the future.
That's definitely a more reasonable path to take than
Yeah,
aliens.
yeah. I just wanted to go down that stealth hypothesis. It's an you know me, I like to go down rabbit holes when there's any conspiracy or hypothesis that doesn't seem normal. And that was the last run. But there are too many ancient civilizations that talk about 3 heavenly visitors, and what they mean, and how kind of these 3-eye or 1-eye, 2-eye, and 3-eye, which are these interstellars, have kind of resembled exactly what they talked about. You do like parties, bro. And they are having parties. Let's have a party, dude. Thank you for being here, everybody. We've actually had over 123 people stopping by on one of the platforms. So if you're not following me on the platform you're watching, please do share this out. Like it if you're on YouTube or Rumble. Thumbs up.
And we know who does and doesn't, by the way. We got a list.
We follow you. I mean, not like, yeah, we do. We follow you. Technology. Just found out I was going to do something about this. Samsung, it's mostly like parts of Asia, Western Europe, and I think parts of Africa. Like there is Israeli spyware on it that you can't take off. It's like almost impossible to take it off your Samsung phone.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I can I'll find that article, maybe share it in the chat. Yeah, it's this what is it called? Eris, I think, is the spyware, but it's like in your Samsung, no matter, it's like if it wasn't there when you first got it, it comes in one of your updates, and it's so hard to get it off your phone.
Samsung makes Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had to look at I've had this phone for I have an S10. I've had it for so long. I was like, I don't know if Samsung made it.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably on every Samsung phone, but this one just like regional. But anyways, back to the show. So when every culture points to the same star region, you start wondering who sent the memo. So, or maybe the better question is who sent the visitors? Because when you trace 3-1 Atlas back in every mythological breadcrumb leads to the same patch of sky. That's no coincidence. That's a cosmic put subpoena from the past. Orbital reconstruction points to Cygnus, the swan. Okay, that's I think I'm saying it right. Cygnus, it's the swan constellation, a region ancient astronomers treated not as a constellation, but as a threshold, like a space gateway, or the sky gate, the place where messengers, omens, and world-shaping events originate. So you got Cygnus appearing in Egyptian sky lore, so it's the sky gate. Sumerian star maps as the bird star. Dogon star teachings, and if you don't know who the Dogon tribe is, they are an African tribe who is like a third world tribe, primitive at the time when people found them, and their stories talked about Sirius, and they also talked about Sirius A, but they also
like, oh, I'm such a big Howard Stern fan.
Yeah,
Gotta have my Sirius.
Gotta have my Sirius, man.
Sorry, go on.
I'm going to see Paul McCartney tomorrow night. But anyways, they also talked about a smaller star, which would have, at the time, we didn't know what they were talking about. Well, 50 years later, we find out there is a smaller star in that system, which is Sirius B. They knew of things we did not know of until the past, like 30 years, 40 years, which is really weird. But maybe they learned those stories from even an older civilization that disappeared during a cataclysm. You also have, it's in Mayan cosmology and Norse prophecy. So it is interesting, like why do so many different cultures have it like point to the same star system, the Swan constellation? Yeah, they might call it something different, but they all point to the same one. And maybe it is an omen. Fallen angel. I like that name. Blue Kachina from the Hopi legend. I will look into. I didn't add that. I don't think I have the Hopi. Oh no, I do. Yeah, the three worlds and the falling star. I'm sorry. Good call there. So yeah, so we'll start with a couple of them. We'll see if we can get through all of them. But different continents, different eras, different mythologies, but somehow the same cosmic story, almost like the universe was like on reruns, a syndicated rerun show or something like that. Like they all got the same message, or maybe from the same messenger. Starting with the Egyptians. And I'm not going in chronological order, but with the Egyptians, they had the three flames of Sokar, Sokr,
Mm-hmm.
AR. Yeah, AR. You know of this? Sound like
Of
you're about
course.
to jump in. Oh, okay, good. You're so smart. It's the oldest funeral text. Sokar's three flames are described not merely as omens, but as cosmic visitations. The first flame is the harbinger, bright, spear-like, cutting across the heavens. That would remind me of Anawanawaki. I always say that one wrong. But
Yeah,
that,
Camp Anawanawaki. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I have
Yeah,
that shirt.
we'll keep them in our heart, you know.
Yeah, I have that shirt actually.
I hope we never part.
I hope we never part. Yeah, no, dude, I have that shirt. I don't even know the show. My wife knew it because she's a little
You don't
younger than
even
me.
know
I never watched it.
Salute Your Shorts? Are you
I
serious?
knew of Salute Your Shorts, but I was like dating girls. Sorry.
Yeah, so was I, because I was like a 9-year-old when it was on.
You're such a pimp, dude.
No, I was
Oh, I
watching the
thought you meant
show.
dating. Oh, okay. I thought you meant dating. I was like, God dang, they start young in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. The third flame, though, or I'm sorry, the second flame trails dust and long-haired wanderer, and that's absolutely the same as Tuai, which is that Russian name that I always mispronounce. I'm going to try to pronounce it correctly this time. It is Borisov, Zav, Borisov, Borisov, right?
Yeah, Orzhov?
It was in, yeah,
The Russian?
it was a Russian name. Yes.
Yeah.
This was the second interstellar object we found in 2019. The first one was One Eye, Ayumanawaki. The second one is Borzhevov. This one was definitely the first one. We didn't know what type it was. That long spear-like object that accelerated unknowingly how, we don't know. But the second one was most likely definitely just a comet, but it was a very dusty comet. And then you go back to this ancient prophecy. The first one is a spear-like object that cuts across the heavens, you know. The second flame is a trail of dust, a long-haired wanderer. And then the third flame, however, is uniquely catastrophic. The flame that breaks, whose body fractures into burning shards that fall upon the earth. Egyptian priests interpreted as a signal of upheaval, renewal, and destruction. So the first harbinger, upheaval, second renewal, but then the destruction. A celestial cycle. And then it starts all over again. That resets the earth, Younger Dryas. But the description matches with eerie precision a tri-visitor pattern seen across global myths and the modern arrival of Aminaminaki, Borzhov, and Three Eye Atlas. Why can't you make them easy like that, guys? Greece has the three wanderers in Orphic and pre-Hellenic, Hellenic Star Lord. The Greeks spoke of the three wanderers of the bird's path, celestial visitors believed to cross the heavens in cycles. The first was the herald, again, the herald, bright and swift, again, just like the first one. The second, the veiled wanderer, trailing dust and omens. Like, how are they all? I mean, Egypt and Greece, I can understand. Maybe there are some overlap. They definitely weren't too far apart regionally, but still. But the third wanderer was feared, described as the one who shatters before reaching Helios, which is the sun. a star stone that breaks apart prematurely and scatters burning fragments across the world. Early Greek astronomer priests treated this as a destructive cosmic rhythm, a warning cycle tied to the swan constellation, our modern Cygnus. Um, their myths say the third wanderer brings upheaval, right? Resets ages and marks the turning of a cosmic epoch, perfectly mirroring the catastrophic breakup of Three Eye Atlas. Now, I'm not saying it's going to hit us or do any of that, but it is following this weird pattern, which is kind of interesting. There are like so many others, and we're going to read a few others. We will do the Dogon because you said the Hopi. We will. I definitely want to cover. I mean, there's Hindu, Inuit, Celtic. I mean, even the Celtics described three sky events. The third breaks, the third resets the world. It's always a 1, 2, 3 thing, which is interesting. And I know 3 is a very, very common in ancient writings. A lot of people that talk about ancient geometry or sacred geometry, the number 3 is a very important number. So I don't know, but now we got the Norse. Let's just jump ahead to the Norse. The Norse, 3 stones from the swan's wing. So it's always like a bird, which is weird that that constellation is a bird. In Norse cosmology, the cosmos is threaded together by omens carried on the wings of great birds, ravens, swans, and wyvern spirits. I'm guessing that's how I thought wyverns is spelled differently. WYRM, wyvern, worm.
Wait,
Spirits?
isn't that a dragon?
I
But
thought
not a dragon?
not a dragon, right? But I think it's spelled differently. WYRM. Is that like George Martin spelling worm because he spells everything weird? Spirits. Among the lesser known stanzas preserved in Icelandic star lore is the legend of Navnar Steinar. Nailed it. And I'll put that in the chat
Nice.
for anybody who wants to try to pronounce that. And maybe you'll see it too, and you'll try.
Here, let me see
yourself.
it.
Yeah,
Is it somewhere?
yeah, it's in the chat as we speak. Here, I'll put it up.
Oh, that's easy, bro.
Yeah.
Fajadr is the Turnar.
Texas accent, a little different, but yeah, I pretty much said the same thing. All right, we're
I didn't
good.
even realize how thick my Texas accent got with it either.
And it's crazy. It's the swan's feather stones. That's what it means, I guess. These were said to be 3 sky stones cast from the wings of a celestial swan that guards the threshold between worlds. Between solar systems, maybe? I don't know. The first stone blazed across the sky as a bright spear. It's insane how many times they say that. A bright spear is the first one. The second came as a smoky tail, leaving dust like falling ashes, just like the second one. A normal, comet breaking
Well, yeah,
apart.
it's the rule of
dusty.
3. It's in comedy, isn't everything?
I get that, but it's the exact bright spear flying through. The smoky one is dusty. And then you have the third stone. It's always going to bring a harbinger of something, right? But the third stone was feared above all, the stone that shattered before touching the sun, breaking into burning fragments said to herald the end of an age or the beginning of a new world cycle. Viking navigators treated Cygnus as a cosmic signpost across the night sea. Their myths describe the shattered third stone as the omen of great winter, upheaval, and renewal, an uncanny echo of Three Atlas and its catastrophic fragmenting. Now, what I like is there's always like, nuclear winter or, cataclysm, but there's always renewal at the end. Much upheaval, but then renewal. So all these are saying if it does hit us, somebody's going to make it through. So would you want to make it through that? Like just a catastrophic impact. Sun's blocked out for, maybe 10 to 20 years, barely food, all megafauna is dying. You're living on worms. Would you want to living underground? Would you want to live through that?
No, I would definitely prefer a zombie apocalypse, slow zombies, not that 28 days
No, no,
later
that's
BS.
bullshit. That is
Yeah,
bullshit. They're always slow. You have to worry about people more than the
yeah.
zombies. That's what
Like
it's supposed to be.
if it's World War Z
Yeah,
type
I'm done.
zombies, I give
I'm
up
diving.
immediately.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to get some cold though, because they don't like the sick. I remember
Yeah,
that.
man. Oh boy.
Yeah.
What a shit way to find out you have leukemia
Yeah,
or
right,
like some kind of cancer.
like
It's like,
AIDS.
why aren't these zombies fucking with you? Well, obviously you're dying of some kind of disease.
Yeah, you're
So
definitely.
congratulations.
You might not turn into a zombie and die, but you got like 6 months.
Yeah.
You know? Could you? Well, you might be able to. Oh, I'm driving cars. I'm going nuts. This is gonna be awesome. All right. The Dogon, which we zombies are too nasty. Not if they're like the slow ones. Yeah, you gotta like, oh, just one hit to the head. You know, it might be actually fun.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's always a thing where like people are going to get along in the beginning because people need each other. That's why like I
right.
have a problem with the zombie movies and shit where like people immediately are wanting to kill each other. But
Yeah, I know.
who the hell gets that language? Oh, sorry. That was something else on a different window.
I was like, what? Oh, okay. Oh, I had
I
a
thought you
question for
were
you. I'm gonna
trying to
put it
get
in.
on to me about my language.
No, no, that's not me.
Anyway,
I don't watch other shows when I'm on your stream, dude. But anyways,
no, I'm not watching. It's a game thing that popped up. Anyway,
oh, anyway,
why would I watch anybody else when I'm on here?
yeah, that's true.
So,
You're like me. Okay.
so I what was I saying? Oh, zombies. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's gonna get along in the beginning because people need each other to survive. Now, once that the entire experience, the zombie apocalypse, is normalized,
Yeah,
that's when people will start. Well, what can I get from me?
yeah,
What can I get?
right.
You know what I mean? That's
It's
when
true
issues start to.
because you're gonna want strong people around you at the beginning. Then you're like, oh shit, they can take my stuff. You know,
Yeah.
so like now that it's calmed down, we kind of have. Yeah, it's. I say Walking Dead was more realistic in a way. It just
Uh,
started with the humans attacking humans a little too early.
yeah.
You know,
I have a
but
lot of issues with that show, but yeah.
yeah, no, I know. I stopped watching it after a few seasons. Um,
I've
j-
watched it. I watched all of it, even though I had issues. But by the final 3 seasons, it's more of it's like Neil Breen level watching. I'm watching it because it's so fucking absurd and dumb.
right. There's many things I've done that with. Um, there was a show I started to watch that came out on Amazon where they're like living in underground bunkers, separate bunkers.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's like the 50s or 60s kind of feeling in that one bunker. And then like these above grounders pretended to be another. What was the name of that show?
Fallout.
Fallout. That's right. That'd be more like if something like this happened.
I can't believe I had to tell. Have you never played the Fallout games?
No,
Like
I never did. I know. I don't
four
know
was
why.
great. I even enjoyed 76, but yeah, the
Yeah,
show is not hitting
maybe
it
I'll have
like
to
it
try to
should.
play it. I have games actually. I have like a couple Harry Potter games like Quidditch on the
Oh,
computer and
nice.
stuff. I
Oh
think I'll
boy.
play that right after this. But the Dogon. Let's get back to the Dogon. And Zax, if you're not doing anything, jump on, man. They have the three sky seeds, so not birds this time. The Dogon of Mali, that's where they're from. The sky was not a passive dome, but a living, breathing map of ancestral memory. Their teachings speak of three sky seeds, sacred objects cast from the bird star, Cygnus, long before human history was written. The first seed was luminous, a herald of knowledge. So you could take that as the one eye, Amanamanaki, as our first interstellar one that we ever observed, that we know of. As oh wow, we have knowledge of this now. The second carried dust. Again, why is the second one always dust? Symbolizing transformation. But the third seed, the most feared, of course, was described as the seed that breaks open upon arrival, scattering fragments that influence the fate of the world. Dogon elders claim these seeds were not stars but visitors, each tied to epochs of destruction and renewal. The third sky seed breaking apart was a sign of cosmic reset, an omen that aligns eerily with the premature, violent fragments of Three Eye Atlas. Let me ask you this then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, again, there's no mechanisms in these. They're not, from what we know of, maybe they're not acting what we know, but shit, we don't know everything. How the universe, we learn about the universe every day, and physics, there's things that we just don't get probably yet. Well, who's to say these weren't launched by another advanced culture
Okay.
for whatever reason? Maybe where they're, zoo, and they're like, let's get this thing stirred up, before they nuke themselves. Let's
Oh,
reset.
you think it's them trying to be like, we got to grab their attention?
No, destroy
Be-
them. Yeah, grab their attention first, scare them a little bit,
Yeah.
give all these ancients these stories that most people of today would, oh, that's just ridiculous. Just because so many different cultures on so many different continents said the same thing, it can't be real. And then they do it. Just be like, reset, screw the monkeys. We are going to start a new. We tried the lizards. We tried the monkeys. Let's go with dolphins now.
Yeah, maybe if life was directed by Riley. What's his fucking name? Aliens Covenant. What's his?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay, any of his movies. Alien.
I'm being
Alien Covenant.
yeah.
Gladiator. Gladiator 2.
Too. I didn't watch two, man.
Oh
I'm
boy, it was rough.
it. Yeah.
I
Three-Eye
keep thinking
Atlas
John C. Riley, but I know that's not right.
Humans. That's great. John C. Riley?
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's not. It's the director Riley.
Oh, yeah. His cousin, Mitch. Yeah, so it's a cosmic reset, an omen that aligns eerily with the parameters. Okay, so now we have the Mayans. Again, somebody with the 3-bird path travelers. In Mayan cosmology, you never say that. The Milky Way was the Waka Chan, the world tree. Very interesting. I mean, I can see why you would think that the Milky Way is like a trunk and then things sprout out of it. Along its span moved the.
Did you freeze?
No, I don't know.
Ridley Scott. Thank you, Jason.
Oh, Ridley Scott.
Yeah. Anyway, like I was saying,
Yeah.
if life was
Nailed
directed by
it,
Ridley
dude.
Scott with
Yeah,
his
nailed it.
engineers coming in and shit.
I mean, you could have just said Alien. I would have known Ridley Scott.
I said Alien.
Oh, you said Alien Covenant.
I said Alien Covenant, Alien, Gladiator, Gladiator 2.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I should have got it. Tizikin Kojom. I think that was pretty
Who's
good.
this?
This is the span that it moved along, the bird path travelers. Yeah. 3 sky beings whose arrivals marked the turning of world ages. The first traveler was the bright bird, a luminous messenger. The second was the dust bird, trailing smoke and dude, come on. Like every single one, the first one's like this bright, fast one, and the second one's always dust. Like it's let's just take these interstellar objects out of it. It's amazing how they all have like stories that are so close. They are all so close. Like, yeah, they built pyramids. They're easy to build. But like these stories, like who would be like, you know what? I'm thinking of a flying bird. The first one's fast. The second one, dusty birds. Everyone thinks of dusty birds. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's interesting.
Yes, but also don't forget that, according to Joseph Campbell, we've been telling the same handful of stories over and over again since we were able to speak, or even before then. You know what I mean? It's just it's a rehash, like a update or like a remake of the same story over and over and over again.
Different continents that supposedly never met.
Yes, again, the same type of stories we have been telling each other from the beginning.
From the beginning. So why would the second one be dusty? That's the one that makes me like cue into all these stories. Yes, I could see the first one's like this fast, bright one because you want to like, okay, we got to get their attention, kind of like Liberace flying through the sky. But then you have like Pigpen, the next one, like it's dusty, all are dusty, It's kind of weird.
I hate that got me so much.
What are you talking about?
Pigment, Pigpen.
Pigpen. Good guy. He's a good guy. He's misunderstood. Yeah, so that second one's the dust bird, trailing smoke and transformation. But the third bird, path traveler, was feared across the Maya lowlands, described in the Shilambalam text as the bird that breaks apart in the sky, scattering again fiery fragments that fall to earth and signal the end of the Baktun cycle. Mayan astronomers, priests associate this omen with a point in the northern sky, a region overlapping modern Cygnus. So it's the same region and that's something too. The same region of the sky. They say these three birds are coming from, and the dusty one's always the second one. I don't care about the first or the second one because I can understand the last one's always going to be something that changes. It's devastation, and the first one's going to be, but a dusty one. There had to be some older civilization that traversed the world and had a story like this where it was passed down after the Younger Dryas cataclysms, passed down through who remained. Had to be. I'm sticking with it. Their
I'm fine with it.
Their glyphs show a shattered starstone descending from the bird road, eerily echoing the unnatural premature fragmentation of Three Eye Atlas. We did have somebody who said the Hopi, so we'll read theirs. I mean, I'm sorry it's taken so long, but this is really interesting to me, and there's only a couple more. The Hopi, the three worlds, and the falling star. All right, so they don't maybe do birds. In Hopi cosmology, the universe moves through a sequence of worlds, each destroyed and reborn in a repeating cycle. The Hopi speak of three great sky signs that appear before the transition to a new world. The first two are warnings, but the third is a catastrophe. A falling star that breaks apart in the sky, whose fragments rain down and usher the destruction of the current world. This shattered star is tied to the Kachina prophecies, where a celestial visitor arrives from the north, the same region where Cygnus dominates the sky. Elders describe it as a starstone that comes apart before reaching the earth, mirroring Three Atlas, premature fragmentation. To the Hopi, the breaking of the third sky sign marks the cleansing that ends one world and begins the next. Kind of interesting. You have the Hindu. Oh, the Hindu one's going to be hard for me, but I'll try it. Tritia Tehas. In the Vedic and Puranic star tradition, the heavens are divided into cycles of fire, Tejas, celestial force that shapes and resets cosmic ages. While most people know the concept of yugas, we all know yugas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fewer know the lore of the three Tihas visitors, preserved in fragments of Jyotisha, ancient Hindu astronomy. The first Tias is a bright spear-like fire that heralds change. The second, the smoky, wandering, trailing dust again. And that's a commentary omen. But the third fire, the one Rishis called Trias, is the fire that breaks before reaching the sun. And again, scattering shards all over the northern celestial region, which would overlap again with modern Cygnus. And don't forget, with the precession of the earth, it's, Cygnus is in the north right now.
Right.
If this was a couple thousand years later, it wouldn't be in the north. So it's kind of interesting that Cygnus lines up with the north where a lot of these stories say it's coming from. Yes, sir. Inuits, they have the broken star spirit. And I'm always interested because like Celtics having their own, which is interesting because that is now, you're talking about an island, the Inuits are up, isolated too, but you're talking about like England and Ireland and mostly England, and they have the Swan Fall omen. It's the old Celtic star tradition Cygnus was not merely a swan, it was a messenger crossing the threshold between worlds. So you had druids getting their 3 omens in the northern sky, which they called Iliatutim, the swan fall. Let me guess. The first one's probably going to be fast and shiny, right?
I bet the second one's dusty.
It could be. We're going to find out. It spoke of star stones cast from the wings of the cosmic swan. This, shiny traveler whose body would break apart before reaching the earthbound sun. In Irish, Tutha de Dana lore, this shattered sky visitor heralded the fall of one age and the rise of another. Its fragment described embers of the sky that scattered fate across the land. Welsh tradition ties the swanfall to the cauldron of Anwen, the other world, where celestial objects were believed to pass, dissolve, and be reborn. The Celtic swan omen is not just poetic, it is a mythic memory of a third broken cosmic visitor aligned precisely with 3 Atlas, which is everything has to me is there's like this. What about like the Younger Dryas is a catastrophe that I felt rewrote our human history.
Mm-hmm.
We had to start over. So, what did some of these pre-Diluvian like civilizations or societies witness? So, if taking it from like a younger Dryas civilization angle, if a civilization saw the sky breaking once, they make sure that memories survive, even if they didn't. Ancient myths aren't random. They're survivor stories forgotten. Civilizations, one erased by a catastrophe, most likely cosmic. So they all kind of go along with the same. What did these people witness? A tri-visitor cycle, a fractured sky object, and a meteor storm. And they're all omens or sky gods, prophecies. And I believe Göbekli Tepe proves that the survivors were recording the destruction or the rebirth in the heavens caused. And some of the pillars kind of resemble that. So let's look at these monuments. Göbekli Tepe was built by ancients, okay, over 12,000 years ago. Up until the early 2000s when they started doing it, excavating in the 90s. Klaus Schwab, he passed away since, and people kind of connected with the World Economic Forum took over, and they said they're not going to excavate anymore for 150 years.
Why did they say it? Why 150
because
years?
they want technology to catch up.
Okay.
Like we don't know how to excavate.
Well, why couldn't we base that on the technology, not on a time frame? Like, what if we have the technology in 50 years rather than 150?
No,
that
we
would
have.
make it.
Yeah, they put a roof over it. They're making money off of tourism. They did have like a olive grove on the side of the mountain, which would have destroyed anything underneath after 150 years. If you know olive plants, their roots grow very deep. But in Turkey, there is a law that you cannot cut down an olive tree, which is old law, but they have since removed them because of people like Bright Insight and others that have brought it up. Graham Hancock, they finally tore that down, but they have done less than, I'll be generous, 3% since these people have taken over excavation, because they keep saying, oh no, we're active right now, but they're not really. So Pillar 43, have you heard of Pillar 43?
No.
Let me see if I can get a picture of it. It's pretty cool looking.
I heard a movie 43.
What's that about? I thought it was 42.
Horrible. Oh, then that's a different thing.
Am I wrong on this? Okay. Let's see. Let's get a good one here. See if I can blow that up. I think you guys can see this if I add it.
If you add it, yes.
Oh, not an image file. Sorry. What the hell am I doing? I'm forgetting how to do.
You're
Share
adding
screen. There we go. Okay. Share that screen, I guess. So if I could blow that up even more. This is pillar 43. Oh, some birds there, huh? Couple birds, if you haven't noticed. But this is the one that I'm kind of referencing. They think they broke it down to what star systems they may belong to. And if you look at the eye of the bird, I don't know if you can see my.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
Well, I don't see your cursor, but I can
You
see
see the eye of the bird. Okay, that's Cygnus, which is interesting. Now, it does have check out the handbags up top. Why did everybody carry handbags? I don't know. This is very
To carry
interesting.
their
No one
shit.
else is even coming close to this ideas. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'll share that out because I might actually make a long form podcast of this one. So pillar 43 is also called the Vulture Stone. It's one of the most important and misunderstood ancient sky maps on Earth. It doesn't just show animals, it shows events. People believe it shows events. It shows the sky breaking. Some people believe that was the sky at the time of whatever the cataclysm was. Some believe it was a comet hitting the ice sheets. Some think it was solar flares. Could be the third visitor. I don't know. But it does show, I believe, events. It shows the sky breaking up. It shows cosmic visitors. It shows fragments falling, and shows Cygnus. Like I said, the bird star, the same region 3i Atlas came from. Pillar 43 first shows a large circular sky disk, which is in the middle. The bird's holding it. Many people interpret that being a comet or a cosmic object. Smaller disks breaking away, matching fragment symbols. It's kind of hard to see those though. But there are like little ones in different areas of this pillar. You also have the vulture eagle lifting the sphere. Wait a minute, is that the whole pillar? I wish I could show it a little bit better, but so that's the ancient symbol carrying a sky stone delivering a cosmic omen. That's what that is. I'm sorry. A scorpion representing Scorpius, used as an anchor to date the event, which was 10,950 BCE. So that's what people believe, that scorpion was trying to give us a date of when this picture of the sky was taken. Cygnus symbol deliberately placed above the horizon line, as if it marks a direction of origin. There's also a downward falling object carved with motion lines. And that's usually not done in ancient art, where you show like something falling. And I don't know if they mean like this here. There's also like another bird over here. You have like a weird dodo over here, maybe. It's kind of interesting. But this pillar isn't random. It's a record of the past. Let me see if I can find a better one. Just give me a second. I want to see like the full T shape. Probably not. So this is another one that people find interesting, though I will put this up here. Just give me a second to copy paste this. Can I blow that up a little better? I don't know if that'll blow up though. No, forget that. All right, you see these waves here?
Okay.
Okay. Some people believe that they are marking dates. Like it means one lunar month or 29 or 30 days. And then you have these squares that are 11 lunar months,
Mhm.
354. And then these bottom ones are 10 days. So it all comes out and equals 364. So a summer solstice is 365, which they're pointing over here. Don't ask me why. I never saw that one before, but I've heard of this one, like it's calculating the rotation of the earth. Um, write something.
Hmm?
Okay. I didn't see what you wrote. Thank God. Okay. Um, back to my pillar. Sorry. Um, the pillar is not random. I said that. I missed I lost where I am. We'll just move on to Atlantis because Atlantis is kind of interesting. Everybody, when you talk ancient lost civilizations, you talk Atlantis. Destroyed in a single day and night. Accounts of fire from the sky, likely a memory of the Younger Dryas impact. If you were to believe the city, I'm not saying, because I believe Atlantis was they traveled the world, they were seafaring. But where do you think it was? Do you think I don't know if you're into this, but the Azores or the Richard object, the Eye of the Sahara? Have you ever seen that?
Mhm.
Um,
I have seen the Eye of the
yeah,
Sierra.
some people think off the coast of Cuba. I think that's a little far. But the Eye of Sahara looks awesome to me because if the water levels were risen, um, it would have had water underneath it. Mountains to the north, three concentric rings. It has the right colors. Someone has said that there is a freshwater well in the middle of it, like you can get fresh water. That was said. It's an interesting one. Um, but ancient ancient alignments, many sites align with Cygnus. Göbekli Tepe is one. Napatapali Palia is one.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. In the mines, I think it's the Tikukukin. Oh God. Chaco Chaco Canyon. That's in the Americas. New Grangi. Ancient cultures built sky calendars tracking the return of cosmic objects. We know that the ancient Egyptians, the Mayans, the Chinese, and there's quite a few others that they tracked the sky to a point where it had to be generations. I mean, to prove precession even happens, it would have to take many generations watching the same stars and seeing them starting to move gradually to a different position in the sky to realize that the earth wobbled. I mean, to me, that's one of the greatest things they ever figured out, the ancients. Um, I did lose something here. I'm sorry. But ancient cultures built the sky calendars. So Sumerians were one of them. They had star maps. When the oldest astronomers on Earth all point to the same bird star, that's not folklore, that's data, extremely old, extremely dramatic data. So they had what they called, like, I think it was called an omen gate. Um, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's spelled, at least we're spelling it this way because it was cuneiform, mul apin. So it's MUL dot, like a period, APIN, describes a bird star marking an omen gate, not merely a poetic flourish, but an encoded astronomical term referring to celestial crossing points, a directional marker where unusual sky events, visitors, or
Mhm.
world changing stars were believed to enter from beyond familiar heavens. So, familiar heavens would be the Milky Way, our solar system. These visitors would come from unfamiliar, that would be outside of our solar system. Three Eye Atlantis. Atlas. I want to keep saying Atlantis. Um, Sumerian astronomers, this wasn't symbolic at all. It was technical. It was like a technical, I don't know, designation for cosmic thresholds tied to the Cygnus region. They had something, a Kutha tablet, and it speaks of, again, 3 stars, 1 broken, fragments falling. They also had the Kuduru stones, tri-star symbols, a broken star glyph. Again, 3 stars, the last one's broken. They also had one, oh God, what was it called? The Tablet of the 7 Heavens is what we call it. I don't know how it's pronounced or said in Sumerian, but the star that entered from the bird's wing, the star that broke, the omen star that split its body upon arrival, scattering its burning fragments across the heavens as a sign to kings and to future ages. They saw the same cycle that all these other cultures did. Now, maybe the Sumerians passed it down to the Egyptians gave it to the Greeks. Maybe that happened. Doesn't answer the Celtics, the Mayans, the Hopi, the Inuits, Dogon, maybe, because Africa, maybe, but there's too much scattering. And I did not look into like Asia. I should have looked more into that. So let's just do like a timeline here. Think of this as a universal highlight reel of some sort. Except it's like a highlight of massive disaster warning, or disaster and then a warning. You can almost feel like the cycle is ticking forward, dude. Like the universe had a calendar. We're finally learning to read Sumerian, Egyptian, Younger Dryas today. So 12,800 years ago, impact begin. 11,600 years ago, Göbekli Tepe built. 4,000 BC, I don't say E, Sumerian sky tablets. 2,500 BC, Great Pyramid star shafts aligned with Cygnus. That's another thing I left out. The Great Pyramid aligned with Cygnus. I don't know if they still do, but they did in 2,500 BC. And then from 2017 to now, you have these 3 modern visitors. So the Great Pyramid star shafts is interesting to me. I hope I'm not boring you, dude.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Keep going.
Freshwater. You're right. There he is, Brian. I meant to send you a reminder. The Eye of Sierra. So you're one of those. CGH says the Alice has come back to Earth to F shit up. Could be aliens, could be an asteroid, or it could be Jesus coming back pissed, but it's coming in hot. Wormwood. That's biblical right there. I do know nothing. Sparking snow. McCreen. The Great Pyramid wasn't a tomb. Would you agree with that?
Would I agree with it not being a tomb?
Yes.
I believe that it could have multiple purposes. Like it could be a tomb, but also have other functions. And
it was never a tomb. I'm just going to tell you that now. Okay. What they try to call a sarcophagus, whatever, how you pronounce that, was not even big enough for one of their pharaohs.
How big were the pharaohs?
It was the thing they call a sarcophagus is tiny, and it definitely wasn't one. There was no glyphs on anything telling of their greatness. They didn't find a shit ton of stuff there that would even relate to a pharaoh. And there could have been grave robbers, of course, but it just doesn't seem to be something. They buried them all Valley of the Kings. It seemed to be something different, but it could be, like you said, multiple things. Yeah, sure, whatever. It might have been over engineered a little bit to be one, but whatever. So the northern shaft points to Cygnus, and it also points to, sorry, I knew there was another one. It's Thuban. That's right, Thuban. Not by accident, though, but as part of a deliberate stellar alignment system. Thuban marked the ancient north celestial pole, the axis of the world, while Cygnus marked the celestial gateway. The same bird star linked to world resetting omens across Egypt, but also Sumeria and other global myths. The northern shafts were aimed like cosmic sight lights. encoding a dual message, I guess. One towards Earth polar stability, and one towards a region of the sky ancient cultures treated as a source of world-changing visitors, the Sky Gate. And then, just so you know, the southern shafts pointed to some other interesting stars too. They pointed to Orion and Sirius, and those are kind of big in ancient myth and also in, people that are in ufology. So I don't think they were decorative. These align to ancient cosmic cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. Orion represented Osiris, the resurrected king, while Sirius marked the helical rising, the herald renewal and catastrophe floods. The southern shaft formed a celestial counterbalance to the northern one, I guess. If the north tracked arrival, the south tracked aftermath. So it's again, destruction, rebirth. So I don't believe it was a tomb. It was some form, at least some form of cosmic star chart, or some would say cosmic aligned machine, a warning system to remind people, like a sky memory, a memory in the sky. And they, Egypt, Sumer, and Göbekli Tepe, they all track the same celestial region, because something most likely came from there. And maybe it was Three Eye Atlas. But getting back to Three Eye Atlas, what did it drop when it broke apart? Because this is like one of the big things they talk about. This ejection that looked like it came from within. Everyone knows this is not a comet. Only the talking heads are in denial. Respect. And that, I'm sorry, I have my glasses on. That's Birdie's ghost. Respect. Thank you for saying that. Please like, share, and subscribe, everyone. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't just have
There's
you here
nowhere
tonight.
near enough information to make such a declarative statement of
I believe this Birdie's ghost believes it, and I'm with him. Hexen says, when it passes, I'm going to use the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy button. Yeah, because they may be right, Mr. Science.
I'm just saying, for such a big fucking,
It's
event or deal or whatever, like you and to declare, oh, it's alien, like you're gonna need a lot of you're gonna need evidence, just plain and simple.
and
You
they
know what I
won't
mean?
share that with us, though. Let's
Right.
say it is
But
going to
the
be the destruction. We're never getting that info.
okay, but the lack of information is not proof of the information existing. Does
I
that make
understand.
sense?
No, I do. I understand what you're saying. But you can't say there isn't a percentage chance
I'm
that it
not
is
saying,
there.
yeah, I'm with you. I think yeah, of course there's gonna be a possibility of it being something made, a
Right.
non-natural thing. Yeah, sure, there's a possibility of that. But to just declare it as such based on the information we don't have, saying that they're not
Right.
releasing it, that's crazy.
Yeah. Clay, I love you, man. When an object breaks apart and things start falling towards Earth afterward, yeah, that's when even skeptics lean forward in their chairs, dude. Okay, so fragment was intentional, maybe, or possibilities if it was. What could they be? They could be microprobes. Okay. Jettison out to just keep an eye on what we're up to.
Hmm.
Biological seeding. Who's this? I mean, we most likely that is the way the earth was not formed, but gained water and the biological necessities, aminos and shit to form life on this planet, right? So even if it wasn't something intentional, which I believe it might be, it could be unintentionally seeding, like when it does that ejection. I mean, think
Oh,
about how many comets had to hit Earth to give us the amount of water we have today.
Okay, but remember the UFOs over New Jersey, right?
Mhm.
Not that long ago?
No, they weren't UFOs. They
Yeah.
were drones.
Yes.
No one said they were UFOs.
What no one said.
I don't think, did I say it? I might have said maybe, but they were drones.
Yes, they came out. The company that was actually doing it came out because they had a contract with the government and they did not have
Mhm.
to report anything, which is why they never came out and said, "Yeah, that's us,"
Right.
because they didn't
I know.
have to.
They didn't have to. Right.
Yeah, but remember though, okay, maybe I'm misremembering it, but I'm pretty sure there was a significant amount of people, the same people that are speaking about this now, making claims of it being maybe not UFOs, but just crazy conspiracy theories of what's causing it or what they are.
Mhm. Well, okay. I get what you're saying, but like let's go with one eye or Amanamanawaki. The first one, the very spear-like, bright. It was quite bright, reflected this light very well, and it was fast and it sped up unnaturally.
Okay.
Um and it made some turns unnaturally. And scientists said if you were going to make an interstellar ship using an already formed comet and just modifying it because it has all the minerals, it has all the metals, it has everything you need in it, it has water, um, would be one of the smartest ideas you can have. So I was more thinking like this Atlas, I'm keeping my eyes open. I'm 50-50 with this one, but I'm an Amamwaki. That one to me was more likely a spaceship than it was just some weird thin meteor or comet flying through our solar system and doing funky things that physics really doesn't explain.
Okay.
Lou Elizondo back in May said in relation to disclosure, an asteroid of truth 10 miles wide is coming. I think this is even wider. Yeah, FAA approved? Question mark. Your drones.
Oh,
Because weren't they
I don't
up
think
in
they
here?
had to be FAA approved because they had a government contract and permission to do what they were doing.
Yeah, to go over citizen, like I don't know.
They had
Eh,
permission to do it.
yeah, that's what they're telling us. That's what they're telling us. UFO. It was government project by a contractor company. Talking about yours.
Yeah.
Um, a UFO is a flying object that's unidentified. It doesn't have to be extraterrestrial. It doesn't. You're right.
Right, but everyone knew what I meant when I said UFO in the colloquial sense, in the zeitgeist of our culture. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
see,
sure.
I don't think a lot of people thought they were alien. We just found it. I
Right,
know I
yeah.
did. I found it really weird.
I
Like,
I think the most prevailing
right.
theories were like it was
They might have been doing a test to see how
Russian
our
government.
systems would work if all these drones just showed up. There were some massive ones, man, though. It was really kind of strange. The mystery drones have no radar or IR signature, no point of origin, and they vanished when followed. Shit. I love you, Birdie Ghost. I forgot about that. I remember them not having uh didn't coming up on some radar, but they've been seen to materialize from orbs, like the orb in England that landed in front of the plane on the tarmac. Tarmac. Yeah, I'm with you. Um, I'm sorry. Encoded dust. We're going back to possibilities of the fragments. Ultrafine particulates matter carrying molecular or crystalline information, potentially functioning like interstellar QR codes, maybe. Like um, um, data lattice, light. I always say this word wrong. Lattices, Lattices.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, right. amino acid blueprints or signal responsive particles designed to activate under specific temperatures or radiation conditions. Reflective signal grains they could be shooting out, or little nanostructures. After its passage, Earth experienced rare micrometeorites, strange amino acids, isotopic anomalies. So this is talking about well, yeah, it's saying what did 3 Atlas drop? I didn't think it passed us yet. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what this is trying to tell me. I thought I wrote this, kind of copy paste this one section because I thought it was interesting. All right, we're going to skip that. But NASA's silence. Okay, you at the beginning they don't have to say anything.
Yeah, because maybe they don't know shit.
Right. NASA's like, oh, 3 Atlas. Let's pretend we didn't see it. You know, at this point, denial is their second biggest department after accounting.
Oh, did you write that, or did you shoplift that from somebody? Before you answer, this is going to significantly impact how I feel about you. You're muted. Can't hear you.
All right. Sorry about that. I just told another killer one. Oh, man. Woo. Stop.
You're not going to answer?
What? I missed what you said because I was messing with my microphone.
Well, I asked if you shoplift that joke or if that was something you came up with.
It wasn't about NASA, but yes, I did steal the denial thing.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Now let's talk about NASA, the organization that treats cosmic mysteries the same way people treat laundry, ignore it until it becomes a crisis. NASA response to 3i Atlas was essentially, we saw nothing, we know nothing, and we will be taking no further questions at this time. I get it. Like, I get it. If I ran NASA and something weird flew by, I'd probably want to pretend like it didn't happen. I mean, how many, PR disasters can one space agency juggle? And they had a huge one with Amananawaki. This is the issue, though. Silence isn't neutral. Silence is a choice they're making. And when something
it fuels all of this.
It does. And when something behaves unlike any comet or asteroid we've ever seen, maybe, I don't know, just maybe you would just have a little press conference a little longer than, I don't know, we don't know and we're not following this. You know what I mean? Something a little longer than the truth. Yeah, but it's their job to understand the heavens, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look a little deeper what they said about 3i Atlas. I'm sorry. They barely said anything, right? And it's behaving would force them. It's behaving in a way, okay, that would force them, I would think, to answer some questions. And they don't want to touch it with a 10-foot solar pole. Maybe it was too strange, or it was too faint because it was very, very dim, unnaturally dim. Maybe it too fragmented, the way things exploded off of it. Or maybe it was just too similar to that Anunnaki. Amuwamuwa. I don't know how you say it.
I like the Anunnaki.
Yeah, I like it too. Thank you.
Or maybe, but by the way, maybe they're waiting on more information to come out.
But yeah, okay. But I mean, it flew by. There's so much attention on it, and they're not even touching it. Like I said, most institutions that are governmental, even though NASA is not, but like work with the government or these big corporations, they fear these unanswerable questions. So you might have a point because they don't have the answer. They're not questioning. They're not going to sit up there and hypothesize.
Yeah.
What is this? People are having contact in dreams. They are reaching out via our consciousness. It happened to Rogan. Yeah. You know what? I did know he talked about some weird dream. who was he talking to? It wasn't Red Band. Was it Red Band? He was talking about a dream where he was talking to like beings, almost like D DMT like beings that people say they see when they do ayahuasca.
Yeah,
Yeah, he says
that could be
20
a
research.
residual effect from him doing
Could be just his subconscious
the
being like, man,
DMT
you do a
shit.
lot of
Yeah,
drugs.
like people that do acid, that shit sticks with them. I
Yeah.
learned that on the real world because that one dude was seeing a crow or whatever.
Mm.
That's a
Okay,
deep
I could
cut.
tell you, dreams do speak to us. When I was 12, I had a dream that my grandfather on my mom's side took my brother fishing and my sister. They were older than me, and we never got the chance to go fishing. So in my dream, he took me fishing on this beautiful lake, and like we were on, let's say, the south side of the lake. We went off from there. We fished for a while. Just it really was a weird dream because it was like casual talk, this and that. And then we came back to shore. And I got off the boat, but he stayed on it. He said, I have to be leaving now. I have to go to the northern shore. And I was like, well, I'll go with you. He's like, you can't come with me now, but I'll see you again. And like, I woke up and like an hour later, maybe a half hour later, because I was, laying in bed, I hear crying and my mom came in and just found out that he passed away that night in the hospital.
Hmm.
It was almost like he came to me in my dream to tell me, I'm sorry, I couldn't take you fishing. We're going to fish. I got to go. We'll see you again someday on the other side. That's why when people are like, there's nothing after death, I'm sorry, energy doesn't cease to exist. This, what we call a soul, is the energy that is alive in us. I mean, if you've ever watched someone take their last breath, which I have, when they do, and their last exhale, that body no longer has that energy. It goes somewhere, and I think if you're a positive person, it goes somewhere to a source of positivity. And if you're a negative person, it goes to some source of negative.
Well, yeah, maybe temporarily. I lean more
Yeah.
toward universalism if we're going to talk about Christianity and how everything goes back to God. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, okay. So you believe it goes back to the
Well, yeah,
creator.
yeah. I think that everything will return
To
to
where once,
the creation,
yeah.
right?
I mean, everything was created at the Big Bang, they say scientifically. So, yes, we were created at the very beginning. We're just going now. I think this is one phase of our lives, but what we
Mhm.
call the soul has maybe lived way longer than that and will live on. And maybe this is our chance of giving it consciousness. So it's no longer just energy. I'm
Sure,
getting deep with
I
it,
forgot
man.
who said it, but someone said like the eye in which through which God sees the world is the same as how the same eye as you do.
Yeah,
Basically, the idea of like he is experiencing all of this
experiencing it.
through us, right?
Right, which is cool, but makes you not want to masturbate. Um, oh, okay. So it's O mu. Is that A or O mu a mua a mu a? No, I know he was sleeping. What we were saying is it could have been like because he had these DMT moments and saw these beings, his subconscious brought it back out, but he didn't say it looked exact. I'll have to listen to that one again and get back to you guys next week.
Yeah, because I haven't
Um,
heard this yet.
yeah. And then does Matt have any weird memories from his brush with the great beyond? Do you?
No, but actually did experience premonition.
Yeah. Okay.
The morning we got hit, I woke up, I was sick to my stomach, and I couldn't smoke, couldn't dip, and I even almost asked the dude to drive for me, the Bradley, right? I was like, oh man, I'm just not feeling it.
Yeah.
And then when we were going over the route or whatever, it was the same route that we've been taking for like 3 days at this point because we were getting ready to do a joint raid with the national police, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not the Iraqi police, but they're separate because Sunni and Shiite they can't get along, so they had to have their
Oh,
whole
so they
two
had.
different things.
So who were the national?
They were the Shiite.
Right.
Iraqi
Which one's the
police
smaller
were the
one? I always
Sunni.
forget.
Sunni's the smaller one. They had all the
That was
power
what
with
What's
Hassan.
his name was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so we're going over the route, and I told Sarncy, I was like, look, man, I gave him an alternate route. I was like, look, we can, we'll be there probably 5 minutes sooner than what we would on this other route or whatever. He's like, no. I'm the patrol leader. Like, this is what we're doing. Listen, I got a bad feeling about this one. This just doesn't. And he just would not listen to me. So I kind of blew up a little bit. Thank God we got blown up because I was gonna get in trouble. Because I was like, then fuck it, we get blown up. That shit's on you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, like I guess felt it,
You
and
knew.
yeah, I
Now,
knew something was wrong.
Okay. Now, if you switched with the person you switched with, is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the only person that died was Brandon. He was our gunner. Mostly because like his seat is basically bolted to the fuel cell. So
Oh shit.
when I got hit and was lit up the entire vehicle or whatever, like
Yeah.
he took the brunt
The
of
brunt of it.
yeah. But yeah, man. Even while we were rolling, dude,
Mhm.
Mike called again. Was like, hey, just requesting another route or whatever. And
Mhm.
this dude, Sarcy, comes on like you can tell. Oh, you can tell Red 8 Delta, which was my call sign. That we are taking this route. I will not hear anything. It like just like blew up on me on the radio, and
What?
I was about to click on the radio, and Mike was like, "Don't do it, brother. It's not worth it."
That's messed up, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
It's
fucked up, man. The whole thing
that
was
is,
fucked.
man, that's crazy. All right, we're almost done with this. So, uh, kind of like this section's the ancient astronomer's warning. So these ancient stargazers weren't just storytellers, I believe. Okay, they were witnesses to something, the survivors of a cosmic pattern where only like now we're rediscovering because we have the technology and the know-how to rediscover it. Um, from over a couple centuries of archaeology and geology and all this, and finding out what they saw or what stories they were told and carved into rock. So imagine watching the sky 7,000 years ago. You see the three visitors, you write it in stone, you warn the future, the third will return, or the three will return. And now maybe it has happened. Let's just hope, it's not a cycle changer. So if this is like the I wrote this part. If this is the galaxy checking in on us, honestly, good. Maybe it's time. Because if ancient civilizations could read these patterns, then so can we. Preferably before NASA files this under miscellaneous weird space junk again. So here we are, 3 interstellar visitors, a world full of ancient warnings, and a modern space agency pretending it's totally normal. Because nothing says everything's fine like multiple objects from another star system showing up unannounced. But maybe the truth isn't frightening. Maybe it's thrilling. Maybe we're witnessing the same cosmic cycle ancient astronomers carved into stone, the cycle they tried desperately to preserve. So tonight we've seen the science, we've talked about the myths, the alignments, the warnings, and now you get to decide, is it coincidence or is it history repeating itself?
Yeah, no,
Here's
it's
the
just
truth.
space shit.
Okay, maybe. Here's the truth. For thousands of years, we thought we were alone, but the stones remembered. The
Oh my
myths
God.
remembered. I know, I got a little deep here. The sky remembered. I threw that in just now. And now the universe is sending reminders, one visitor after another. 3 objects, 7 years, one pattern older than civilization. I forgot to throw in the 7 years before. 3 objects, 7 years. 7 is a holy number. So ask yourself this, chat. Mad.
Mhm.
What are the odds that every ancient culture on Earth warned us about a broken third visitor, and then we just happened to get one in our lifetime? What happens if they warned us about 3 visitors? One being sleek, shiny, and fast, like a spear, one being dusty, and one breaking apart and changing the world. Those aren't odds. That's a message, my friends. A message
I
carved in stone, written in the stars, and delivered across interstellar space. You don't have to believe it's a probe, my friend, or a relic, or a cosmic warning, but you can't pretend it's nothing. Mad.
I'm not pretending it's nothing. I know it's something. A comet.
Okay. Because nothing doesn't come from another star system, Mad. Nothing doesn't fragment with purpose, Mad.
Who is the
Nothing,
straw man you're fighting right now?
I don't know. Nothing doesn't match global myths
Uh,
from all over the world. That's global. It's huge. Three Atlas is part of a story humanity forgot. And maybe, just maybe, Mad, it's time we remember. Yeah.
what are we remembering?
I don't know. But
Everything
chat,
you said?
everything I said tonight. But chat, let me ask you this. If NASA found alien Amazon Prime delivery drones, I don't know why I said that. Would they A, tell the world, B, deny everything, or C, accidentally lose the data like they did how we got to the moon?
Oh my gosh. Wow, really? You're bringing
Yeah,
that one in here?
I'm just throwing it
We
out
don't
there,
have the
man.
time for us to dig into the
We
moon
forgot
landing.
the math. I'm just saying we lost the math in a flood. Come on. No, but that's about it. There's a rock, a probe, message, debris from a dead world. I don't know. It's pretty
Well,
interesting. It's all coming from the area where these ancients talked about. What do you think, Mad?
I mean, over such a long timeline, there are going to be these types of coincidences that happen. You know what I mean? You can find patterns anywhere, and
Mm-hmm.
it's what you do with those patterns. But if you're basing it solely on there being these patterns or these anomalies that's how you're defining what it is or the conclusion you're coming to. I
Mm-hmm.
think is um no, that's not good. You should wait for more information. It's okay to say I don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a strong suspicion that it is a comet based on, just science and shit. Um, that's okay. It's okay to say that.
No, it is. It is. And it's okay to believe it could be something else because of the
Right, of
physics
course.
of what it's doing. Um, I know, like I talked about it being, an alien ship. And again, it could be, but it's the myths that line up with these three visitors and the 7-year thing, which is like a godly number. And all of them talking about the dusty one. That's what caught me on all of these. It's crazy how, the first one is like, let me go back up here and say it correctly. Oh, muha, muha.
Man, it's so good.
I smashed it, dude. Like this, like the thumbs up button, everybody. Um, but like the idea that, you know, did they have this happen to them? Or did their ancestors have it happen to them? They told them and then they carved it in stone. Just the idea that the same star system, three objects, it's just very interesting how they all had the same idea, roughly, you know, maybe a couple centuries, some maybe a couple millennia apart, but supposedly never in contact with each other. It's interesting to me. And I hope it was interesting to everybody here tonight.
It was, even though I have not changed my.
Well, you're one of those, you and Grant.
I'm one of those.
MZK says solar flares are like a huge spike recently. That's probably the cause you're guessing of the northern lights. I got to go outside and see if I can see them. If an event like Carrington happens, we are we are effed up, bro.
Yeah,
All
I've always
right,
said that.
thank you for being here, buddy.
Oh, of course, I'm glad I could be here.
Yeah, the elites probably do have an arc. Anything going on
I
with you
would.
tonight or tomorrow? Well, Friday night, you have your Friday night show, right?
No, I've never had a Friday night show, but thank you.
Who does
Um,
that? Ascended
Ascendant
Art.
Art is Chad
Oh,
and
Ascended
Slender.
Art. Chad and Slender. Haven't seen them in my chat in a long time, but I love those guys. So make sure you guys check out their live stream tomorrow night. But what about you, Mad?
So Tuesday, we're gonna have another episode of Matapap, which is I'm really enjoying it. Chad wasn't there, so I read the story this past Tuesday, and we
Mhm.
talked about the Lobster Boy. And believe it or not, his life didn't go very well.
Yeah, you would think. Your hands look like claws, and
Yeah,
yeah.
but it
So
was we had a good time. It was funny.
there's a send in art for tomorrow night, everybody. Why
Oh,
don't you share the link to the last one?
okay, yeah, we'll do that. Soul, can you do that for me? I'm on a different
Yeah,
monitor.
because we're so terrible.
So I just re-listened and reposted it on Twitter. The episode that we covered, Charles Catu,
Oh,
who assassinated Garfield, because they just released that Netflix
yeah,
series
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
So
know. Okay.
yeah, I haven't watched it, but
Mhm. You probably destroyed it. You know what I mean?
I said on Twitter, I was like, look, if you want to know the real story, everything they left out, I have no idea what they left out. But come check this out. But I'm sure they did. I'm sure they left a lot of shit out because they always do.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, everybody. So make sure you check it out. I'm gonna try a Saturday night show. I don't know if I'll be able to, because I'm going to see Paul McCartney tomorrow night in Buffalo and then driving home. So I won't be home until Saturday morning. But I am going to try a dump for Saturday night around 7:30 or 8:30.
Oh,
So make sure you guys are there.
real quick, I'm Saturday night. I may be on Zach's channel. Zach's with Zach's. I don't know. He hasn't asked me
It-
yet, but sometimes he does.
yeah, he's a good guy like that. All
Well,
right,
he's a good guy
everybody.
when he
There's
invites
Lobster
me.
Boy. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. And make sure, next week, hopefully we'll have another aluminum spork. I'm really trying to work on this. I won't be working as many 10s going forward. So hopefully we could do it.
Nice.
It was good seeing some new names that I don't recognize, like Fallen Angel, and there was MZK. I thought I'd seen you before, and a couple others, and then all our regulars out there. Thank you guys. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
Welcome to Aluminum Spork, where mysteries come to talk. From ancient cities underground to UFOs that float around. Giants of the past, prophetic signs that last, archaeological fights, and strange unexplained lights. Aluminum Sport, where truth and legends intertwine. From pyramids to guidestones blown to see